Ever had one of those days where you're smiling, posting stories, replying, "I'm good," to everyone, but deep down you feel like your brain just put a happy sticker over a warning light? Yeah, that weird, I think I'm happy but also not feeling. Today we're talking about fake happiness. Not the dramatic movie kind, but the everyday version your brain quietly manufactures to keep you comfortable, distracted, and just functional enough to not question your life choices at 2 a.m. And here's the wild part. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It actually thinks it's helping. Let's start with a simple truth. Your brain has one main job: keep you safe and conserve energy, not make you fulfilled, not help you find purpose. Just survive without too much emotional drama. So whenever real happiness feels too far, too risky, or too much work, your brain goes, "Don't worry, I got a shortcut." And that shortcut is fake happiness. You know this one very well. It sounds like, "I deserve this. I'll start tomorrow. At least I'm not as bad as other people. I'm chilling. Life is fine." Meanwhile, your soul is in the corner like, "Bro, we haven't felt alive since 2019. Let's talk about the most common way your brain creates fake happiness: dopamine distractions. Dopamine is a chemical of anticipation and reward. It's amazing. It helps you feel motivated and excited. But your brain doesn't care what gives dopamine. It just wants the hit. So instead of deep, meaningful joy, you get scrolling for just 5 minutes. That turns into 2 hours. Ordering food you weren't even hungry for. Binge watching shows while saying, "After this episode, I'll be productive." Your brain goes, "Look, tiny bursts of pleasure. We are happy." But real happiness is more like a slow-burning fire. Fake happiness is microwave popcorn. Smells great. Gone in 2 minutes. Slightly disappointing. Another way your brain fakes happiness is through comparison comfort. This one is sneaky. You might feel stuck, bored, or unfulfilled. But instead of facing that, your brain pulls up a highlight reel of people who are worse off. At least I have a job. At least my relationship isn't toxic. At least I'm not totally failing. And just like that, you feel better, not inspired, not excited, just comfortably numb with a sigh of relief. It's like sitting in a room that's too warm, slightly smelly, and kind of messy, but saying, "Well, at least it's not on fire." Your brain loves this trick because it avoids change. And change feels dangerous to your survival-obsessed mind. Then there's busy happiness. This is when you feel good not because your life is meaningful, but because you're too busy to think. Your schedule is full. Your notifications never stop. You're always doing something. And when someone asks how you are, you proudly say, "Super busy." But busy is not the same as fulfilled. Sometimes we stay busy, so we don't have to sit still long enough to hear the quiet voice inside asking, "Is this actually the life I want?" Fake happiness says, "No time for that thought. Here, answer these 14 messages and reorganize your kitchen drawer." Your brain claps. Crisis avoided. Now, let's talk about achievement happiness. You tell yourself, "I'll be happy when I lose weight, when I earn more, when I get into a relationship, when I move to a better place." So you chase the goal. You work hard. You finally get the thing. And for a moment, you feel amazing. Then your brain goes, "Okay, cool. Next." And suddenly the happiness fades way faster than you expected. That's because your brain is wired to normalize good things quickly. It adapts. It resets the baseline. So you don't actually feel happy. You feel relieved and then restless again. Fake happiness whispers, "Maybe the next goal will fix everything." Real happiness would ask, "Why am I running so hard without feeling alive?" But that question is uncomfortable, so your brain mutes it. Here's another big one: emotional avoidance happiness. Sometimes we say we're happy simply because the alternative is feeling things we don't want to feel. Sadness, loneliness, regret, fear. Your brain would rather give you mild surface level, "I'm fine" energy than let you fully experience heavy emotions. So you laugh things off. You say, "It is what it is." You distract yourself every time you start to feel something deeper. It's like emotional fast food. Quick, easy, and just enough to keep you from feeling empty, but not enough to truly nourish you. The problem is, emotions don't disappear when ignored. They just wait, like unread email from your own heart. So what's the difference between fake happiness and real happiness? Fake happiness is loud, quick, and dependent on distraction, comparison, or constant stimulation. Real happiness is quieter. It often comes with effort, discomfort, and honesty. Fake happiness says, "This feels good right now. Don't ask questions." Real happiness says, "This is meaningful, even if it's not always easy." One numbs you, the other fulfills you. And here's the important part. Having fake happiness doesn't mean you're failing at life. It means your brain is doing what it evolved to do. Keep you safe from emotional overload and uncertainty. But you're not just a survival machine. You're a human being who also needs growth, connection, purpose, and depth. So the goal isn't to shame yourself for fake happiness. It's to gently notice it. Notice when you're scrolling instead of feeling. Notice when you're busy instead of present. Notice when you say, "I'm happy," but feel strangely empty at night. That awareness is powerful. Because the moment you see the illusion, you get a choice. You can still enjoy small pleasures. Watch shows, eat snacks, laugh at memes. Life isn't supposed to be serious all the time. But you also start making space for the deeper stuff. Conversations that matter. Work that challenges you. Rest that actually refreshes you. Feelings that are messy but real. Your brain will still try to hand you fake happiness. That's its favorite shortcut. But now you'll recognize it. And instead of saying, "Yeah, this is enough," you might start asking, "Okay, but what would actually make me feel alive?" And that question, uncomfortable, honest, and a little scary, is where real happiness quietly begins.